Ponytown is a My Little Pony themed social experience in a pixel format. Customize your character, meet new people, share topics, roleplay, emote, and more. That's basically the synopsis of Ponytown for context's sake. Lately, around 2021, at least that is what I noticed and read from other sources, a lot of these TT and or TD tags have been showing up a lot lately in people's names. TT is touch triggers and TD is touch discomfort. This basically means that these people have a phobia of being touched in any way, shape, or form. In this specific case, virtual environments. Let's put it into my perspective, okay? I have social anxiety, I'm agoraphobic, and I lack social skills to some degree. I still suffer from my own personal problems. I sought professional, medical, and mental help. You won't see me put a tag or expect people to change the way they behave for my sake in a virtual environment involving colorful, playful, and usually friendly My Little Pony characters in a social setting. Outside of medical and mental help, I've developed coping skills. If all else fails, I'll turn to my prescribed medication to reduce or decrease the chance of panic attacks. I don't support TT or TD, nor should anyone for the matter, in my honest opinion. However, if we're talking real life, as in outside of online related interactions, then sure, I can completely respect not touching someone in any real life situation. That's just obvious common knowledge. If it involves pixels, then there is no reason to enable or encourage that mentality. You're catering to those who are attempting to get away with real life special treatments and that they're attempting to implement that mentality into virtual settings. People want to be quirky characters who want to boop, interact, and do things and not be told to sit at a 10-foot restraining order in a pixelated game. I'll be honest, TD or TT was never a thing, and I mean it was never a thing in 2019 Ponytown. Nor was it a thing in 2018, 2017, 2016, you get the idea. I've been in virtual and social environments since 2004, before the YouTube era, where anime chat rooms were starting to be the new trend. I socialized, but not as much as others in the same setting and or theme. I've even explored and at times log in regularly in Second Life, which is basically a sim-like social experience, involving custom 3D rendered characters with lots of activities and things to do, similar to Ponytown. Never in my day during any online virtual experience that I've been involved in have I ever come across a TD or TT person. I won't say they don't exist because I know they do, but this is a bit excessive to take your personal mental issues and plaster it onto any virtual experience, knowing that the typical average user is going to interact with others by emoting and at times, yes, virtually touching another person. Shocking, I know. If that's too much of a problem, then please, I advise you to seek professional medical help. If TD and TT is that severe, then you should have some sort of medical insurance to cover your fees, and or at times you can qualify to get medical insurance. That is if the mental illness is professionally diagnosed. People expect a pony-friendly game dedicated to emoting and booping and running around in circles, bonking with baking accessories, which I consider as emoting. It's fair to say that 30% of Ponytown is dedicated to emoting or emoting or whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is the only evidence I can provide as proof is by going in game yourself, look around you. More than half of the community will be booping, moving their avatar, mouth and eye movements included. The other 30% being socializing. It's common, but most tend to take it into a Discord group due to restrictions on how much you can type in one go. Finally, 40% is dedicated to creating their avatar or OC. You can say that 50% is dedicated to character customization, 25% to emoting, and 25% to socializing. Either way, that's typically the gist of Ponytown, regardless of how you or anyone looks at it. This is to the people with TT and TD. There are quite a few options here. Block, seek mental health. You could go to a party island. That is a nice option. It's private. You could go to less crowded areas such as the mines or the top right corner of Ponytown itself. Even somewhere like the beach is a good place to go to if you really feel that uncomfortable. Or just consider all the above. I've seen how most TD and TT ponies are literally in the most active areas in Ponytown. Frequently seen in the spawn area, down to the bakery, and even the docks. And at most times, you'll see some of them linger slightly above the bakery itself. These are common places for lots of ponies to travel back and forth, as well as randos who will boop randos just because it's the common thing that goes on in Ponytown. I'm firmly against TD and TT because as of 2021, you can't go up to a person and boop them anymore. They tend to swear, they say hurtful things, and just treat you like a troll whenever you are doing something that everyone else is doing on a regular basis, which again is the very basic thing that goes on in Ponytown. I've seen a TT or a TD lash out negatively because someone booped them. It got to the point where their friends were basically witch hunting the person who booped them, while at the same time harassing said person. They sure can speak their mind about being touched in a pixelated game, that's for sure. People go into Ponytown for the interactions, social experiences, emoting, and meeting others. People shouldn't be so sensitive in a game looking at you, the 18 plus server, where lots of things are said with lewd intentions, as well as the already mentioned cursing and swearing. It's quite toxic and it's overrunning the Ponytown community. Again, this is coming from someone who is agoraphobic, antisocial, lacks social cues, blah blah blah. Like, I have my own personal problems. I even have anxiety in various situations, usually in large crowds. And if you think about it, Ponytown has a large crowd and it is a social experience. I suffer from my own quirks even to this day, but I won't go out of my way to have others be it random or friends, change how they are in a common setting that revolves around Ponytown on a regular basis. I've seen how they get when you are even in close proximity of a TT or TD person. They just moments away from lashing out and getting verbal and text only because you're nearby, as in like a pine tree distance away from them. You're usually sitting with your friends in the circle who've been there longer than the TT or TD person who's complaining about it. Ponytown is getting very sensitive fairly recently, especially in 2021. And to be fair, it's not even fun having to walk on eggshells for people with tags based on disabilities in a public virtual environment. And that they feel like they can get away with it. And if they can get away with it in real life, then they'll do whatever it takes to get away with it in a virtual pixelated game such as Ponytown. Let's be logical here. If you are a TT or TD and you were physically or sexually abused in the past, then why would you be in the 18 plus server? Lots, and I mean lots of ponies talk about some explicit sexual topics, themes, and often more than most, erotic roleplays. At this point, you're putting yourself in that atmosphere, and I'm being downright honest. People may not like my take on topic and how I feel about TT and TD. However, I've seen the negativity and the harassments performed by the TT and TD ponies just because People are playing tag or chase and role playing, trying to get away from real life to have fun and roam around virtually. People don't want to have some Karen or Richard TTTD going off on others because they're trying to enjoy their experience and free time they have temporarily, which is not fair for the majority of the Ponytown community. This is, of course, my take on this topic. I'm utilizing my rights to express myself within reason, and in no way, shape, or form do I condone cyberbullying or anything in relation to such. This is directed to both sides of the fence. There is a difference between supporting something and not supporting something, and then there's a difference between just being a total disrespectful person about something that you wish to support or you wish to not support. It can go both ways. Like, if you want to support something, go for it. If you don't. But don't go on a witch hunt because they don't like to encourage somebody who's a TT or TD person. It can be applied to both sides of this argument, regardless of what side you're on. Please act accordingly, and hopefully people will wake up and smell the coffee. I know I did.